All right, in this episode, we talk about why is my shoulder popping?
And our girlfriend's good for pitching velocity.
All right, Brent Porcy and Stephen go down here at the @Top Velocity hashtag Pitch Tips Show, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat @Top Velocity hashtag Pitch Tips, baseball tips. Ask your question, we answered on the show. Snapchat's been great, guys. You know, I've been talking to guys all day on Snapchat. A lot of free analysis there, a lot of free advice to help you where you are, help you with what you need. It's really cool. Been talking to guys personally, been looking at their videos, been helping with them, questions where they are. We're actually doing it right now. So if you haven't gotten on Snapchat, guys, add us on Snapchat. It's probably the best social network for interacting. If y'all want some quick and need some help, we get on it. I don't think, have you really seen someone send us something and go more than a day before we answered?
No, probably not.
No, within the day we follow up, guys. We're getting a lot. On top of that too, it's the next great thing is that you see our story and you see the things we do in here every day, and we'll keep doing that, and we'll keep kind of giving you little clips and snaps on what's going on around here, and some exercises and drills and the training and the guys that are training here. I mean, we really haven't gotten to the summer, so when we get into the summer, our story is going to be really cool. So get on Snapchat, guys, if you haven't got on it, and tell your friends about it. Tell all you guys on the team if they really want some good stuff. I mean, I think that's what's great. Sit down on your team, guys. I mean, we're doing 2X and 3X stuff. We're doing position player throwing velocity tech mechanics and training and power training. We're doing pitching velocity, obviously, mechanics and power training. Sit down with your team and share it with your team, guys, because if you can get all of them on Snapchat watching our story, it might start a conversation on the team. Guys, why aren't we training like this? Let's start training like this. Let's start lifting like this. Let's bring this to the coach. Don't you think if everyone on your team went to the coach and say, Coach, we really all want to do this form of training, what kind of impact do you think that's going to have on a coach? So I think stop trying to do things individually on a team. It should never be done that way. Get on Snapchat, get everybody watching, everybody communicating, and talk about it, see if they like it. And it's something where if you do, it'd be really cool to see how your coach reacts. I think that would be the only way to get a reaction with your coach about what we do here.
I think even for the position players too, I think they get a quicker benefit from the power training than the pitchers even do. Like quicker, your 60 times are going to go up, power, all that.
Yeah, I mean, what we do with the training, even we haven't touched the hitting biomechanics yet, because I just don't have the time to study the science, and I'll get there. But everything else is covered. And the strength and conditioning, the Olympic based strength and conditioning alone, the programs alone that we have are so good at developing power, it will really be ideal in bad power. I mean, I've had multi-sport or multi-skill guys go through these programs and their home runs increase significantly, or their speed around the bases increase, or 60 obviously is in there. So look at it that way as well. So let's get started. What's the question for today? Nate Butler asks, what could be causing my shoulder to pop when throwing? Now I'm experiencing lat problems as well. Thoughts on this? Thanks. So, Nate, I'm not a doctor, so it's hard for me to go into injury and what's being damaged, and I want to get better at that, and I will. But I do have a good enough understanding because I'm a rotator cuff victim, and I've helped a lot of guys with injury. And this is what I know, is that when you have a pattern overload, which typically is throwing, and those muscles fatigue, we experience a lot of fatigue in the shoulder, specifically when the rotator cuff muscles fatigue. They're built to do this motion, internal external rotation. When they fatigue, that the humerus or the glenohumeral joint, the ball and socket, doesn't rotate on axis. So what happens is when the lats and the pecs are doing most of they're doing a lot of the power work, but when the rotator cuff isn't helping, there's this understanding that the small muscle groups start the movements and the big muscle groups power the movements. So when the small muscle groups aren't in there kind of starting or guiding the movements, then that joint starts to rotate off axis. And that's where it could be rubbing the acromion and creating popping and clicking, which would be bad because that can start to fray. It is fraying and break down and tear and inflame. And that's what tore my rotator cuff eventually. So that's not a good thing to hear popping in the joint. It's typically an impingement. It's typically because your rotator cuff could be just fatigued and not functioning well. And that's why it's probably affecting your lat, because your lat is probably trying to overwork to make up for what the rotator, supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, teres major, subscapularis, what those aren't doing to fine tune the movement. So, and plus, those are small muscles that can handle way more movement over time than a bigger muscle group, a more anaerobic muscle like a lat. So I think that's what's going on. It could be overuse you're in that your rotator cuff is just not, it's fatigued, it's not catching up. So you obviously need a rest, and then you need to rebuild the joint, strengthening rotator cuff, and then strengthening obviously lats and pecs to support this as well, but make sure that rotator cuff gets strong. And that's why in our programs, we have light dumbbell work, we have tubing work, we have rice bucket work. Is all that is going to have a good effect within the rotator cuff because a lot of internal external rotation stuff. Plus our little oscillating bands as well. We have those in there. So good question. Anything you want to add to that?
When I keep hearing guys saying, I'm shoulder problems, UCL problems, the first thing I think of too is just you're doing something where the kinetic chain's breaking down, where you're overcompensating and you're using too much of your upper half, maybe being too rotational or something, not using enough linear power from the ground, which is what our whole program is really based around, trying to develop linear power, get into your legs more so you can take some of that stress off the arm.
Okay, good. Next question. I'm really confused by this question.
What is it?
I've been waiting to answer this or put this question on for a while. Notice the picture. Well, not really. That's because it's for you. Lindsay McDonald asks, "Hey Brent, my boyfriend does your program. Our girlfriend's beneficial to pitching velocity. Give Stevie G my best."
This one got me in trouble.
You did get in trouble for this?
Weird. Danielle looked into it, and she came to the conclusion that it's a fake account, so she's not worried. But that was right after she was doing.
Should she be worried?
She was doing no. She was doing the Periscope on it, and then some girl was like, "Stevie G's so dreamy on that too," so she got all mad about that one. So
it's gonna be hard now that you're famous. Join the club with Brad Pitt and the guys, right?
I mean, people say I look like Brad Pitt, so
his brother, right? All right. Well, I'm gonna answer this on a serious note. I'm sorry, Lindsay. I don't know who you are, but no, girlfriends would not be beneficial. I would say it's a big negative for guys.
Ask Justin Verlander.
Yes, dude, and that's how ironic. It's on the day that
they got engaged, right?
It's on the day that Major League Baseball sent me a notice. Major League Baseball had to tell me that they got engaged.
Oh my god.
Is that ridiculous? Oh my god. Like, TMZ's just going to start covering for Major League Baseball next.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
This is ridiculous. How ironic is that? So yeah, I mean, there's a perfect example. When has Justin Verlander been good since that relationship?
I haven't been following him lately, but I remember when they started dating and it
hasn't been good since that relationship.
Didn't they break up for a little bit and then got good again? And then they got back together.
That's typically how it happens. No, there is some girls out there that can compliment. I have to give it, I'm going to give a shout out to her. She'll probably give a crap that I said this. I'm going to give a shout out to Andrea Aardsma, David Aardsma's wife.
What a wonderful lady.
She is amazing. She's not even going to watch this, but I'm going to say she is amazing. She literally wears the pants in that family. Oh, I know, I just got David.
I hope David doesn't watch this.
David's going to literally disown me. But no, Andrea is on his stuff and keeps him going and helps.
The text messages.
Yes.
She is on.
I got to give it to Andrea. And so that's the answer to the question. No, girls have a very poor effect on pitching velocity unless they follow the likes of Andrea Aardsma. I'll give her that. She is probably the best support of David Aardsma one of the best supports he has, because she pushes him and she keeps up with this stuff. She's she is an assistant coach, and I think that's amazing to see that. And David's lucky to have that. It's pretty awesome. Not many girls like baseball that much. But they did. Andrea is a great example of that. But no, unfortunately, most girls mess with guys' head, and that's a big part of this game. You gotta have a head.
In Danielle's defense, though, she did make all my meal prep when I was going hard on the meal prep, so that was a benefit. That helps.
Oh, that was.
You got to
sweet.
give him some credit where credit's
You
due.
just totally threw that out there for her.
She doesn't watch
that.
this.
That was a 1 plus.
She's never gonna see this. She's not unless somebody starts like tweeting at me again and like.
I'm gonna use a pink. Okay, Stevie G. You got a plus for his relationship.
My stock went up in Danielle's book.
Yeah.
My stock is rising.
You know, I'm gonna put this out. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I had a strict rule through my career. I had a 6-month rule. Okay. God, girls and mothers are probably gonna hate me. I had a 6-month rule that if I had been with a girl for 6 months, I didn't care if I liked her or didn't. I had to break up with her because, you know. Actually, you know what? My mother gave me this advice because she said after 6 months it gets serious, and she said you don't need to be getting serious when you're young and you're still trying to discover things. So I have to give it to my mom that I did the 6-month rule, and I remember I broke up with my girlfriend in high school, and I said, and it was actually like we were having the time of our life, and I looked at her, I was like, you know, I gotta, it's not you, it's me. We gotta end this. And
18-year-old Brent having the time of his life.
It was.
I'm having so much fun.
That was back in like 19. No, I'm not even going there.
1884.
But she literally looked me at in my face. She was like, "What are you talking about? Like, everything's great." I'm like, "I know. I told you it wasn't you. It's my 6-month rule." And I thought she was gonna kill me. And then she became a lesbian.
Are you serious?
I'm not lying.
Well, you screwed up.
No, I was the right thing. She became a lesbian because of that. She married, and then she became a lesbian. So I blame him, not me.
Okay.
Probably
messed her head up, man. That's what happened.
She's a great girl. I don't know how that happened, but she's a great girl. She's. I'm not even gonna get this out. There's more details, and then she'll know it's her, and then I could actually die because she's in the Secret Service right now.
Wow.
I'm in trouble.
Is this show becoming TMZ's gonna start doing reports on you, dude?
I know. I'm in trouble. The point was that 6-month rule kept me focused, and my pitching velocity went up. So yeah, unfortunately, I would say stay away from those long relationships until you're out of this, or at least you've got some momentum in this game, or you've met a girl like Andrea who's willing to support you and assist you through everything, and be the coach there to take you and help you when you fall off the horse. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, that was a great show. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Probably one of the best questions we ever had. Thank you, Lindsay. Sorry if we offended you, and please don't mention Stevie G anymore because
getting me in trouble. Way to go, Lindsay.
Here we go. It's gonna be like tweet after tweet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just killed it. See you in the next episode.